All right, last session, then we're going to do Q&A. So I'm going to be talking to you about local SEO, the tips, the tools, the tactics for ranking higher for location-based search queries. So think hotels in Dubai, think restaurants near me, think best bars in Media City. Now there's a lot of core kind of fundamentals to local SEO. You've got to think about things like citation building, making sure your name, address, phone number is consistent across the web. You've got to think about producing localized content for your website. And then you're probably also going to get your business registered with Google My Business. Those are all fundamentals. I'm not going to talk about any of that stuff. What I'm going to talk about is 10 local SEO hacks you probably didn't know. So if you are a local business that has maybe a Google My Business page or is competing for local-based search queries, or if you're a seasoned SEO, having done local SEO for the past 10 years, I promise you that you'll probably find at least one core takeaway that you've not heard until this point. Does that sound fair? Yep. Okay, why should we care? Why is local SEO even important? Well, 46% of all searches that happen on Google, okay, that should be better. 46% of searches that happen on Google are local searches. They're queries relating to a geo-specific location. Now, of all of those searches, 93% have a local pack. That is the sort of 3-pack within the search results that have a map listing, the business name. So if you are targeting local-based queries, which I would think is probably 90% of the room, just raise your hand if you compete in the local market, like your customers are somewhere in this local geographic specific area. Yeah, I would say it's the majority of us. Then you should have a local pack and you should be competing for these types of keyword terms. So what are we talking about here? Local pack on the left, which is the map type listings you see at the top of the results. And then we're talking about your Google My Business page, which typically shows up in the right-hand side of Google in what's called a knowledge panel. And that's where you'll have your business name, your business reviews, you can have a post, and various other business information as well. So I'm going to break these down into a few core categories. The first one is Google My Business hacks. So let's jump in. Okay, hack number 1, swipe your competitors' hidden Google My Business categories. So when you create a Google My Business page, you will have to select a category for your business. So for SEO Sherpa, it's Internet Marketing Service. Now anyone that looks at us on Google can see that our main category is Internet Marketing Service. It's visible to everyone. But in Google My Business, you actually have the ability to add 10 further categories if you want. Now the trouble with those is they're completely hidden. No one knows what they are. That is unless you have a hack. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So first of all, go and Google your keywords. So the example here would be handyman services in Dubai. And what we can see here is the top results that get shown within the search results. Now, what you want to do here is probably search a few different keyword variations and find the names that come up with the most consistency. Then what you want to do is go to their Google Maps listing, which is basically found by clicking on their name within the Google search results, and then do a view source, which is basically right-click on your mouse if you're on Windows, or you can go to Google Chrome and view source on any computer, and then do a Control F to find the main category that was shown within the search results. So in this case, it's handyman. Now those ones that are shown in blue are all the other categories that business has selected. So what you want to do is go and find between those top ranking websites the consistent categories that get shown across the most of those results. And then those are the ones you want to add to your own Google My Business page. Now the types of categories you add totally impact the types of keywords that you'll get shown for within Google Maps and within the Google search results. Cool? Alrighty. Cool. Hack number 2. Localize your images with this nifty hack. So just raise your hand here if you have a local business, but maybe the majority of the work that you do is not on site. Maybe you're a photographer that goes out on location. Maybe you're a food delivery service. Just raise your hand if maybe a good part of your work is actually done on location. Okay, aiming this at Barry and Chris and a few others. Okay, cool. So the issue with that is your Google My Business page is tied to your location, which may mean you don't have very many images for your team at work actually within your business. So what you can do in that instance is take pictures of them out doing their work on location and then tag them using this tool, geo.imgr.com, which will put a geo tag on that specific image for your location. And the way you do that is go to the service, type for your business name. Ours pops up there, SEO Sherpa. It will find the longitude and latitude coordinates. You then drag and drop your image into that pane on the right-hand side, and then it will tag it up with the specific location for your business, which will help Google determine that all of these images that you should be adding to your Google My Business page are relevant to your location. And we found as an agency, the more images, the more high-quality images you add to your page, the higher you'll rank within the Google My Business pack. Okay, so for us, we've got a remote team of remote team is probably 35 of our team members. So what we did is we created little pictures like this, and then we geotagged each and every person, added them to our team section, so it's basically tagging them to our location. You can also do that if you go out on events or have location services, as we mentioned. Take pictures there and then use this service to tag those pictures up. Cool. Top bonus additional tip is add keyword hyphen location dot whatever your file name is as the file name. Actually naming your files with the keywords you want to target also has an impact within local search. So brand name, target keyword, location is probably a good mix, and then if you've got multiples of those images, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as you've got, upload them to Google My Business and you should be good to go. All right, hack number 3, remove keyword spammers from the local pack. Now, obviously, all of you guys in this room, especially if you're our clients, you do things by the book. You don't try any trickery or nasty tactics, but there are businesses that do. So, you can add keywords to your business name, and then what will happen is it will help those profiles rank higher within the search results. Now, actually doing this is against Google's terms and conditions, so you shouldn't actually have anything but your business name as the name of your Google My Business page. Now, these guys here, their business name is actually something a little bit different. So if I was being a nasty, horrible competitor and I wanted to take these guys out, which of course I wouldn't do, because it's not the way I do things, but I could if I wanted to, I'd literally just go to their listing. I would click on it to go to their Google Maps. I would check that the name they've got in the search results isn't actually their business name. And then what I could do is suggest an edit. And I could go into that location and actually suggest to Google what the proper name of that business is, thus removing the keyword targeting that's helping them rank higher within the search results. Now, Google will go and check these, and then when they find that there's a discrepancy, they will remove the keyword, they'll put their proper business name, plus the advantage then that this company has is essentially removed from the search results. So go and check it for competitors like yours. If anyone is sneakily trying to gain an advantage, it may be a way that you can kind of take a clip at their heels and win back some visibility within the SERPs. All right. Hack number 4, track missing Google My Business traffic in Google Analytics. So the thing with Google My Business and your knowledge panel within the search results is when it shows up in Google Analytics, it just shows up as Google Organic, which basically means you don't really know what traffic is coming from maps or locations, and you don't know what traffic is actually coming from the main organic search results, the typical 10 blue links you get within Google itself. So what you can do is use Campaign URL Builder, which is a service by Google, to create custom tracking links that will allow you to distinguish between the traffic that's coming from Google My Business and the traffic that's coming from Google Organic. So maybe you want to grab a screenshot of that or check the recordings after, but basically you want to set your campaign source as GMB, and then your campaign medium as organic, and then in the section on your Google My Business page where you enter your website, put these tracking links in there, and then in Google Analytics, you'll see the data gets fed into Google Analytics, and you'll be able to distinguish the traffic that is the main organic and Google My Business. Now, what we're finding with our clients is there's a really high percentage of traffic that's coming from Google My Business, way beyond what we even thought was actually happening when we started to track this stuff. So you should definitely track, because then that allows you to adapt your strategy and focus on the stuff that really works. All right, next I've got a few website hacks for you. Okay. All right, display star ratings within Google search. Now, without the clue of the big red arrow, looking down those search results, which one do you think stands out the most? The second one, yeah, exactly. This is using schema.org markup, which basically allows you to assign a star rating to any testimonials or reviews that you get that get featured on your site. So the step to this process is, first of all, you need to gather unique reviews. You can't use reviews that exist on Google My Business or Facebook or rehash them from anywhere else. You actually need to have unique reviews, which means you need to get in touch with your clients and ask them for feedback. What you then need to do is add those reviews to your website. Now, they can't go on your homepage. Google don't assign star ratings to your homepage. It needs to be a specific product or service, or even things like your team or contact page. I think contact page also works, but it can't be your homepage. You need to add your reviews to product page or mainly team pages. You need then to drive internal or external links to those pages, because those pages need to have a certain level of authority, which is impacted by the number and quality of links pointing to those pages before those star ratings will actually show. So you need to do a lot of link building for this. And then you need to take that schema code that's on the left-hand side, modify it a bit, wrap your testimonials in that schema, and then those stars should pop up. Sounds simple, right? There's an easy way, don't worry. There's a much easier way to do it. So go to this website, richplugins.com. If you're on WordPress, this will work super easy. You take the Google Reviews widget, you add that to the footer of your website across all pages. You don't need to distinguish between homepage or services or anything like that. Just put it on the footer of every single page. And then you tick this little box inside the plugin, which is inside the interface. Enable Google Rich Snippets, schema.org. And then, hey presto, your stars pop up. Super easy. So I definitely encourage you, if you're on WordPress, this is a beautiful hack which can get you some significant visibility. And this drives a significantly higher click-through rate. Assuming you've got, of course, good star ratings because you've got a good business that serves your clients well, and you have a 4 or 5 star rating, and you get shown in the SERPs with this will drive dramatically more traffic to your website. The payoff and benefit of that is that in modern day SEO, if you get a higher click-through rate within the search results, it'll actually over time mean you also rank higher. Google, they monitor the click-through rate that your results gets versus what they would expect to happen in the search results for a listing in that place. And if it's higher than they would expect, they'll move you up the search results. So definitely something that I'd recommend you do. Okay. Getting links from local websites is essentially important for local rankings. You need to get links from other websites within your geo market area, because when you win links from other, in our case, Dubai-related websites, it tells Google that you're more relevant within the Dubai market area. So, without treading on our own tactics a little bit too much, here's one that you guys can employ yourself. So, hack number 6, find hundreds of links in seconds with this advanced search. Okay, what I'm going to show you here is sponsorship links. So this is an example from Dubai Chamber of Commerce, and these logos are sponsors of Dubai Chamber of Commerce, some specific event that they've done. Each one of these logos links through to those specific websites, thus enabling a backlink from Dubai Chamber of Commerce through to those individual brands. You'll often find they're just listed as lists of links quite often as partners or sponsors. But these types of links are extremely beneficial because they're highly relevant and they're localized to your market area, which helps you rank higher. So, how do you find them? So you can use this advanced search query. It's basically in title, sponsors, no space, and then in speech marks, in our case, we'd put Dubai or whatever city or location that you serve for your particular business. What that'll do is pop up a whole list of results. Then what you want to do is add and num equals 100 at the end to basically have Google not display 10 results on the page, but display 100. So you've basically got a huge long list of 100 results that are showing up. Next up, we go and download the Moz toolbar from moz.com. It's an SEO website. It's a free tool. And what Moz toolbar allows you to do is download a CSV file of all of those results, which once done will look something like that. Literally hundreds and hundreds of sponsorship opportunities. Now, what you can do as a business is reach out to these people via email and say, hey, I'd love to support your non-profit or whatever those businesses would be. All I'm looking for maybe is a mention on your website to gain a little bit of additional exposure and help a cause that I'm really into. And maybe I've got a 500 dirham budget or something small, some small amount. What you'll find is that a whole bunch of those websites say yes, and you'll get really good quality localized links. Super straightforward to do, and it's a tactic that any of you guys in this room can easily leverage. All right, review hacks. Reviews on your Google My Business page are probably one of the most important ranking factors. So if you're in business, you should actively be encouraging more reviews on your page. The greater number that you have will influence your rankings within the Google local pack. But what's more important than that we've been finding through testing is having keyword optimized reviews. Now in SEO, to be honest, keywords don't really matter much anymore unless you're talking about the local pack. Like if you put keywords into your local pack, as we've been shown with the naming trickery, if you add keywords into the reviews, that will also help you rank a lot higher. So I'm going to show you how to get them. Just have a look at this. This is something that's super new out that we literally just noticed a couple of weeks ago. This query is for SEO Dubai company. If you look at our result at the bottom, I don't know how many of you can see that, it's a little bit low down on the screen, but what Google has done is match those keywords to a review that was done by someone on our Google My Business page, and they've given us extra real estate by actually showing the review in the SERP. None of the other websites have that, and they've highlighted the keywords. So you can really be sure that Google are looking at the keywords that are in reviews. Now, why would they be doing that? Well, let's imagine you've got a steakhouse restaurant and you serve the most amazing ribeye steak. If people are coming and reviewing you saying, yeah, we went to Ruth's Chris and the ribeye steak was absolutely amazing. 5, 10, 20 people have done this. That's going to tell Google that for ribeye steak, that's probably a result they should be showing high within the search results. So keywords in reviews matter. So step 1, don't ask your customers for reviews, survey them. Say, hey, I'm just looking for some feedback on the recent service that we've done for you. I'd love to get your opinion. Step number 1. Step number 2, select the best survey answers and then tweak them, adding the keywords. So basically gather feedback and then basically take those and write your own little reviews, including the keywords. Step 3, send your customer the text that you've just produced, the review, and a link to post it. So I'll show you how that works. Now, when we did our last ClickJam event in February, I asked for feedback from the attendees, and many people gave their feedback, most of it really positive. I took that feedback and then I contacted the people that reviewed and said, hey, would you mind leaving this as a review on Google? And by the way, I've just formulated that for you in a text format, so you don't even have to think about it. And then I sent them a link. So here's an example. I'll just give you the overview. Would you be happy to post the feedback you gave in the survey as a Google review? Something like, and then I've put the review I want them to post, basically just rehashing the words that they used. or whatever else you think works better or is more natural to you. If yes, it'd mean a lot. Here's the link to the Google review. And I actually link through to the review page on our Google My Business page. Sounds simple? And then, hey presto, we get all of these reviews with the exact keyword phrases we want within our Google My Business page. Now, just raise your hand if you gave a review after the last event. Yes, I was using this tactic on you. But didn't it make it easy for you? You didn't have to think about it. The review's in a format that could be posted, copied and pasted, and made it super simple. You're helping the customer give the feedback they actually want to give. Cool? All right. Bonus tip. Add keywords to replies. Now, if you're getting Google My Business reviews, you should absolutely be replying to every single one of those. Now, a lot of those reviews are going to come naturally, so you can't optimize those for keywords. So how about making your reply to that review optimized with the sorts of terms you want to rank for? So in this case, I said, thank you, MCB. We're stoked you're impressed with our SEO services, keyword we want to rank for. 6 thumbs up from us. Thank you. That was it. And we've got the keywords in the reviews. Alrighty. Next tips, engagement hacks. Google is super interested in how your business is being responded to, not just in the search results through clicks and bounces back from your site, but also how often your brand name is searched, how often people request directions from your business. Even using Google Android phones, they're actually measuring people walking in and out of your business. Also, they have the ability to track credit card transactions to certain geolocations. They also understand how much generally revenue is being made by certain businesses in certain areas. Now, if they see greater traffic and greater interest for businesses, you can be sure that that's helping those businesses within local search results. So, I'm going to give you a super simple way to get more engagement and drive more traffic. So the first one is stand out with emojis. I love this one, super simple to do, but you can add emojis to your business name. So for us, if you go and Google us, you'll see SEO Sherpa and you'll see a little mountain image. Very few people are doing this. Decide whether you want to do it for your business, whether it's right or wrong with your brand, but it does help you stand out, and I'm sure that it gives us plenty more visibility. So if you look in the search results, you'll see us at the top there. We've got a little mountain image, and it makes us look a little bit different. It helps drive greater awareness, greater traffic, and for us it creates a little bit of a brand image with a depiction of our logo. Okay, hack number 9, also an engagement hack, increase brand searches with this one small change. Now, as I mentioned, how often your brand name gets searched impacts Google's perception of your business and how much visibility you get within the search results. So you want to do whatever you can to increase the volume of brand searches that happen for your company. Now, of course, you can do traditional marketing, just get greater awareness, do radio advertising, do print, get more interest happening around your company, or you can use some hacks. So if you have received an email from me and you click on SEO Sherpa, what you'll find is that doesn't go to our website, but it opens up a Google search for our business. So anyone that's receiving email from us that clicks on that, it opens up a Google search, thus increasing the amount of brand searches for us. Now, if you have got a really big email list, like you're doing a lot of broadcast messaging, then this is definitely something that you should be doing, because the more clicks, which will then drive to searches, will increase the amount of searches happening for your brand and also drive more traffic. Now, for us, we don't really care because we've got such a strong brand presence. We know that people are going to find us. It's just one little extra click. So we're not really impeding the customer either. Now, also, if you look down at the bottom, you can see in the footer there, we've also got a directions link to our business as well. This doesn't go to our website with directions. This opens up a Google Maps directions request. So again, we're making it super simple for people to find us, but we're creating the sort of signals that will tell Google that people are interacting with our business. Now, as a bonus tip, also embed direction requests on your website. So instead of having like the old school method of saying, say, exit 43 of Shakeside Road, look for the mosque, turn right at the little sand bump, 3 lefts after that in the palm tree, that's us. Put the directions request link on your website. So again, when people click on it, it opens up a Google Maps search. You should put this basically wherever you want to be driving directions to your business. All right, hack number 10. And we have Basil from Google in here, so he will vouch for this one. If ever you're having troubles with getting approvals with your Google My Business page, like changes made to your location, or actually getting the initial Google My Business request approved by Google, you can actually find them in a very interesting and surprising channel. Who can guess where the best place to find Google reps would be? Media One, yeah. Any other takers? Okay. Twitter and Facebook. Google reply way faster on Twitter and Facebook than they do through Google support. The main difference is if you use email support to Google, you'll get by default, I think, their kind of Indian call center. But if you contact them through social, you're directly accessing their team in the US, which have like total ability to solve any issues fast. So I would definitely recommend you go to Twitter or Facebook to find them. And here's the Twitter handle, Google My Biz. We've got, like, if you look at our Twitter account, we've got like streams and streams of contact requests that we've done for getting Google My Business approvals. In fact, if you are a customer that we've had challenge with getting a location approved, we've probably been using this tactic. There you go. That is my 10. Thank you.